Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the demonstration of Text-Based Shotgun 2.0, also known as Text-Based Shotgun made in Pixel. My name is Vitaly and I am so glad to welcome you here today. So let's not waste a second more and jump straight in, shall we? So the most important part of any game is its visual part. In this little project I used quite some sprites. Most of them are hand-drawn, like the body of the shotgun here. In GameMaker Studio 2, there are two key features about every sprite: collision mask and sprite center. These two things are responsible for determination of object's functional part. As you can see here, the most important part of shotgun's body is the place where you feed it with shells, the loading port. You can also notice that the picture itself misses some parts, like a trigger, a pump, and a lock. That's because these parts are all interactive, or at least dynamic, so they are added as other sprites. Here you can see them. This project also includes a picture of a muzzle flash. It was deformed and modified so it can match the resolution of the game. Another cool graphical feature is a bunch of animated sprites, like this one. Alright, we are done with a quick look at the graphics. Let's move on to the sounds. One interesting thing here is a sound that was divided into two parts in order to serve its purpose correctly. So basically, the cock it sound consists of the sound cock and sound it. You can hear it. Cock and it together are cock it. The same thing is with trigger press and trigger release. However, the combined sounds never made it to the final version of the game, so the cock it is here just as an origin sound. Now another cool one is this sound, because it has a twin brother. They sound quite the same, but are not completely identical. The point of their existence is the variety of sounds that a falling shell can make. There is a random function in the code. It determines which sound of these two will be played. Now let's move to the most fun, the objects and the code inside of them. In most cases I write code for create and step events. The first one is responsible for executing its code only once, but during the very first frame of the game. The code for the second event is executed every single frame after. There is but a rare exception when I use another event, like here in object smoke lock. However, most of the game events can be checked in the step code. Object shell here is a nice example of some simple math included in this project. Following this formula, you can imagine trajectory of a shell flying out of the lock after cocking the shotgun. But there's one thing that might confuse you. According to this line, the shell should fall not down, but up. That's because GameMaker Studio 2 has its y-axis upside down. It took me some time to get accustomed to. Still, after some time in GameMaker Studio 2, you have no problem remembering it. Now, object pump is a good demonstration of relationships among the objects. Because depending on the present state of specific objects, interaction with the pump might result in one of the following events. If a shell is locked in, but not yet fired, and we cock the shotgun anyways, an unfired shell will jump out of the ejection port. In another case, if a shell is locked in, but it has already been fired, cocking will result in a shot shell jumping out. Object core saw. Oops, sorry for my French typing. Object core saw is the main part of the point-and-click system. Its constant following user's pointer gives an extra pinch of certainty that the user clicks the right place on the game space. One last thing I would like to show you is the one-frame object. The muzzle flash appears for a one frame only, and then disappears like it has never existed. About the same thing happens to all the smokes, except they die as their animation is finished. So that's it with materials overview and theory stuff. Let's get to practice, shall we? Now, a lot of inspiration I got from those American videos with competitive and emergency footage. I prepared a checklist with actions that can be done using a shotgun. Let's see if we can perform them all here in the program. Okay, let's get to it. Pump, pull and push, trigger, press and release. Alright, here we go. And trigger. Alright, pump, pull and push, trigger, press and release. Good. Pump can be locked. Oh, it's easy enough. Here, locked. So it's check. Now the trigger can be locked too. It's like simulating holding it, okay? I'll tell you why I did this later, okay? Now, picking up a shell, okay, and putting it down. Easy enough. So, now, loading a single shell. Easy. Here. You can see that you cannot insert the shell anywhere else but in the insertion zone, where the feeding mechanism is. Remember the collision masks? Now, here they walk. Alright. Loading multiple shells. Nice. Here we go. 3, 4. That's it. That's the maximum capacity of the tube. So, single and multiple. Done. Unloading the tube. Ha, nice. So, we just toss around the pump, right? Here, it's empty now. Alright, locking the pump and loading a shell, then dropping it. Good. I've seen this in the videos. So, here we go. And release. Nice. So it's now check. Now loading a whole tube and then one more. Oh, right. So it's like increased capacity, right? So we insert 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And then we can load one more inside the tube. So we got 5 shells in the shotgun in total. So yeah, another check. Alright, finally some shooting. This is intended to demonstrate how the shot shells look like and some smoke. Alright, here we go. Loading. Here you can see that was a shot shell, right? Smoked and empty. Alright, here we go. That's it. I feel like I'm missing something. Like there's one thing that I wanted to show you. Alright, of course. The reason why I added this holding the trigger simulator, right? Okay, I'll tell you why I did this. Have you ever heard of slam fire?
So if you hold the trigger down and you pull it forward, it fires.
Yes, I was slam firing. This is pretty cool.
So yeah, you basically hold the trigger and then push and pull the pump like crazy. I've heard this thing is both technique and mechanism are banned in US and the whole world, but I just like it, so I added this to my game, I guess. Alright, let me demonstrate how this works. We load the whole tube, then one more inside the lock, here. Now we press the trigger and hold it, and kabam! That's how it works. Great. Let me show you once more. Alright. Slam fire. Check. Alright, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. Thank you very much for your attention. I'll see you around. Thank you, bye bye.